हिंदी में यस्टरडे एंड टुमारो बोथ आर कॉल्ड एज कल। एंड अगर आपका कल अच्छा होना चाहिए तो आपको कल के रिटर्न्स क्या है ये देखने चाहिए एंड फिर आपको डिसीजन लेना चाहिए। आई नो माई हिंदी इज नॉट दैट ऑल ग्रेट, बट what I wanted to look at is fixed income instruments, what they have delivered yesterday, whether it is going to be the same for tomorrow. We have seen a lot of investors who are going to get back their monies which were locked in fixed maturity plans. The monies were invested 3-4 years ago at a 7.5 or 8% kind of accrual in an FMP. Now the returns show that. And then now suddenly you have got a slew of funds who are trying to look at this pie, which is not less than 40,000 to 70,000 crores in the market. Some of the corporates, some of the HNI, some of the wealth management outfits have tried to push a 5-year AAA plus a SDL kind of combo, a 3-year AAA and a SDL type of combo to all these investors. But before getting into that, let us try to just understand what is really my view on this. 1 month returns, suddenly you will see duration products doing well, as well as 1 year returns. You will see credit funds actually have done very well. In fact, they have delivered double-digit returns. Remember the same logic last year in April, credit funds were a clear no-no. And it is like burning coal. If you had it in hand, it was burning you. If it was not burning, it made you black. And therefore, this was a very risky time for all the investors across. Today, we are in a scenario where interest rates are going to be lower for longer. So, lower interest rates for longer periods of time. That's what everybody is actually thinking. And now you have the FMP maturities where there is a real reinvestment risk which is going to come today in play. Last year we saw dollar perform because in crisis you will always see the dollar actually performing better. Post that you saw a brief shift into gold, and gold actually performed and went up to upwards of $2,000 an ounce. And then now is the time when you will actually see the bonds actually outperforming. So during the month of April, May, you will see the bond fund suddenly outperforming, and post that you will see people ready to take more risk because the rates will be so much low in the bonds that people will have no problem in shifting to equity. And therefore you are seeing commodities and equities actually going through the roof. So when you see dollar outperforming, you are in a crisis and therefore it outperforms. Then you move to gold, then you move to bonds, and then eventually you move to equities. This always happens when you move from crisis into a bubble territory or overstretching of markets. So from dollar to gold to bonds and to equities. In India, we have seen a huge liquidity push from the RBI, as well as we have seen fiscal stimulus also given from the central bank and the government. What has it added is it has added fuel to the growth of this country. And when growth comes, you will see it comes with inflation. And with inflation comes, it is very difficult for a central bank to actually keep rates lower for longer. If inflation inches up, then suddenly your cost of liquidity actually goes up multifold. If your cost of liquidity goes up, eventually RBI also will start removing the surplus liquidity in the system. So therefore the availability of money also becomes a challenge. So what you had 2 years ago, where you had low liquidity and low availability, I think the same thing, the cost and the availability, both are going to be in question mark. The cost will inch up while the availability of money is going to go down. In the US, we have seen a higher inflation and we have also seen higher yields. Given that background, I don't think so our 10-year yields, GSEC yields, can be at lower levels, or in general the yield curve in India will not be at lower level for longer. What you can say is the black box today is that we don't know when RBI will look at increasing rates. I think they will look at some of the numbers which get printed in the headlines, the macro numbers, the inflation numbers, and then they will take this decision, which is maybe 6 months away or 9 months away. Also, we are not sure as to when they are going to reduce this liquidity in the market. But when we are coming out of fixed maturity plans and going into a product at 510, 520 kind of YTM today, and God forbid you see an interest rate reversal in the next 6 months, there is a huge opportunity cost which we are going to lose. And therefore, I think for the next 6 months or 9 months, we have to be very cautious as to whether to commit money for long-term purposes. Look at a 3-year to 5-year corporate bond, and they are at its lowest level. The spreads are at the all-time low, and hence we don't believe that these bonds actually can give you any capital gains going forward. The whole of last 3-4 years, we had been taught YTM minus expense as your fixed income return. Here onwards, I think you need to be careful, because not only YTM minus expense, I think you will also get YTM minus expense minus capital loss in your portfolios. So when you are allocating money in fixed income instruments, I think you need to be really, really careful. Don't look at the yield curve today. Just imagine, extrapolate as to how this yield curve will look maybe 6 months down the line, maybe 1 year down the line, and then allocate your money. I think staying in a roll down product with a 12 months to 18 months kind of maturity will protect some of that downside. Also, in the next 6 months, if you get a good opportunity, entry level for the YTMs that we are talking of, then I think moving from the roll down product and getting into such kind of products at that moment will also make a lot of sense. You also should bear in mind that we need to look at the liquidity profile of the fund as well when we are selecting the fund. At Sapient, what we do is we follow 2 acronyms. One is that of SLR, which is we looked at safety, then liquidity, and then returns when it comes to fixed income investing, so that we are not damned about it. And what is damn for us? So D, clearly it means direction of interest rates, as to where we think that interest rates will move. So that stands for D. The A in the DAM is clearly asset class, wherein you have to look what happened, as I explained, from dollar to gold to bonds to equities. Where are we today? So that is A. And the M stands for managing the risk. So if we are probably confident of managing the risk, then we should not be going in for a lower YTM product in fixed income at this point of time with higher duration. But we probably need to protect capital, because in fixed income, it is more important to protect your capital than chase returns. For more videos, we'll be uploading soon. Keep tracking our website sapientwealth.in as well as our YouTube channel, and do visit our blog on the Medium website called The Balanced Investor. Thank you very much.